We are also well positioned to bring augmented intelligence and machine vision to surgery. On the left side of the page, you will see that the current market for traditional robotics is very large and is projected to grow significantly. Our instruments are fully reusable, and as a result, the per procedure cost is significantly low. Here you can see an image of the overall system. It could be 3 or 4 arms, depending on the configuration that you'd like. First robotic system to offer simultaneous controlled visualization, which means the surgeon can control 3 things at the same time: left-hand instrument, right-hand instrument, and with their eyes they can control the camera. So we've set a new standard in minimally invasive surgery with 3 millimeter instruments on a robotic platform. The ISU really adds a new cooperative component to robotic assisted surgery. This technology will provide true competitive advantages to laparoscopic surgeons globally, and even the playing field, giving surgeons a shorter learning curve and confidence to use digital laparoscopy when performing surgery.
Our revenue for 2020 is estimated to be, these are unaudited numbers, 3.0 to 3.2 million. And our unaudited balance sheet highlights are cash and restricted cash of 17.5 million. However, in 2021, in the last 2 weeks, TRXC has completed a number of transactions whereby we've actually significantly increased our cash and restricted cash balance on a pro forma basis to approximately 84 million. We currently don't have any debt except for a PPP amount on our books, which we expect that to be forgiven. And our cash runway, based on all of this activity, will take us into Q4 of 2022, so almost 2 years of cash. Expect to receive FDA 510(k) approval for the expanded general surgery indication I spoke about previously. We will also be filing an FDA 510(k) for the next generation of ISU, and Anthony spoke about that a few slides ago, the additional features that we hope to file on. And the final one is a 510(k) filing for articulating instruments. We have our articulating instruments in Europe, and we hope to complete this filing in the first half in the US so that we can bring this additional technology to the US. Expect continued momentum and penetration of our ISU and usage of it using the augmented intelligence and machine vision technology in all the jurisdictions that we're currently operating in. And finally, we're looking forward to further expansion of pediatric usage of Senhance in Europe.
Hey there guys, it's Andrew, and I wanted to kind of jump into this conference with you guys here. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight on how good of a conference this was. This isn't the conference we saw today, this was the 14th, but I'm just going to use this because the presentation isn't out yet, but it was the exact same presentation that they gave at both conferences. So, oh, wow, I can understand, first of all, why they're looking to make these presentations. We already knew a lot of the stuff that was kind of going off of just with the yearly update that we went over. But what we really want to kind of focus on that I really liked seeing here was this global trend slide and looking at the 2018 to the projected 2023 growth, which is, we're talking about 300%, 400% growth in the next 4 years. You know, that's astronomical. That's incredible. And obviously we're seeing a little bit of penetration and whatnot, only about 25%. And that's really what's important, is ensuring that like more and more people are using these robots. And that will kind of only come with time. It's a snowball effect. It's like, nobody's using this thing. It's not cool. It's not cool. Okay, now everyone's on it. That's what we're trying to get to. It's not that it's not cool, by the way, because it is. It's just it needs time, without a doubt. So looking at some of the kind of, I really like this slide right here, because this kind of like says right off the bat to me, especially since I know there's been a few rumors about, Intuitive Surgical is 100% gonna buy them out. I mean, they're saying they're coming right at Intuitive's throat with this one. They did a straight up pros to cons chart here. And I don't think that sounds like a very friendly, like, hey, we're ready to get absorbed by you. This sounds like, listen, we have a product, we think it's better than yours, and we're going to prove it. You know, we're gonna go head to head. So I really do appreciate that slide. Obviously, if you want like pictures of the slide, I'm gonna put a link in the description so you guys can check out the presentations on your own in case I'm going too fast or you want to look at a slide that I'm not going over. So I really like this. This gives us a really good picture of what the actual robot looks like, which I thought was really, really cool. Just because we have, you know, a really good idea as to how it works. We really like the open platform design so that the machine itself isn't restricting anything, which we really enjoy, which allows kind of operating staff to get involved in various parts of the surgery. Whereas with some of these arms, you know, and I really like, there was actually a really good point here with the arms, is that you're able to control all three of them. Two of them are just with your eyes you can control, or I'm sorry, one of them you control with your eyes, and the other two you control with your hands, and allows you to control 3 robotic arms, you know, that have augmented technologies. And it's really cool to kind of look into it. I think right here he goes over it, where it's like you can see how there's various augmented elements going on here in terms of improving the surgery and making things a little bit easier for them, which is really, really good to kind of like get into. So very, very nice. It's good to kind of like be able to see pictures of it. Very gross, so I'm gonna just go to the next slide. And this was kind of like some of the operational highlights, but we went over all of these in the yearly update, the preliminary yearly update. So not worried about that one. You can just check out the other one. This is what I really liked. This was the unaudited 2020 financials, and these last 2 points I really want to like harp on, and I think is really fantastic, is the fact that we knew what the revenue was, but we also know that the December 31st of 2020, they have 0 debt and cash runway well into Q3 of 2021. Okay, absolutely fantastic. And that's looking at about, this one doesn't have it. Okay, so I apologize. This one is not the right one. This is not the right one. I just realized. I was like, wait, where is this? So this was prior to the deal that had been announced with the filing. So the fact that had not been announced yet was very obvious here, because now we're looking at it because this was from January 11th. So there was also an additional $87 million in cash, and you saw that on the slides. So that $87 million, I believe, takes them. It might be kind of off on my memory, but I want to say about Q4 2022, or at least another year. I mean, that's another 17 mil, or I'm sorry, that's another 60 something million dollars, you know, at about 87. So, you know, very, very good stuff to hear. Let's just kind of go through it, and that kind of ends. Goes back to the growth slide. But yeah, so net over net, I think that there's a lot to be said about this company. I mean, this company has a lot going for it. I think that financial sheet was honestly the best, and it's unfortunate I couldn't show you the 87 million, but we all know from the 31 million stock offering that does exist, and that cash is there. So excited to see what they can do with this runway, and excited to see what's going to happen with the stock. I mean, obviously there's a lot of speculation. I mean, there's a lot of people day trading, and there's a lot of people investing. And when I make these videos on my channel, I'm going to make a video this weekend, and it's going to be kind of a continuation on my value investing series. And this one is going to go into being a trader versus being an investor. And I really want to like kind of harp in on that idea, just so you kind of have an understanding as to where I am and how I view the market, and how you might be and how you view the market, just so that we kind of, because I get a lot of questions where it's like, where do you think this price is going to be tomorrow? Where do you think this price is going to be in a week? And it's getting to the point where it's like, you know, I just know it's a good company that I like. You know, I don't know what the market's going to do. I don't know. The market does what the market does. You know, I just fundamentally think in the long run, I'll be right on this. So, I mean, even the short run, I've been pretty right about it. So I feel good about that I've been so right in the short term. But at the same point in time, I know that, especially knowing that they have a 23 until cash runway, 22 or 23. And I know that they have that cash runway. And I also know that they have absolutely no debt, which is huge. So it's not even a risk. It's not even like they're going all in, and if one thing doesn't work out, they're not going to be able to survive. Like, they have no debt. If something doesn't work out, they can figure it out. This company is going to be around for a while, folks. So get excited definitely. And like I said, I have no crystal ball, so I do not know what the stock is going to do, how it's going to act. I'm not going to give you charts and cup and handles and stuff like that. I mean, I think you guys can kind of feel it when you know something big is going to happen. And I think it's just not the business I kind of get into. But with that being said, I think that kind of wraps up the video. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next.